Hello everyone, Luke for Smith here, and in today's video it's Saturday the 28th of November. It's almost 10:30. This one's going to be a quickie reading. I had to check a few things there. I didn't know it was recording or not, but I needed to make sure. But this video is going to be a introduction into this quickie and into Chris Clan. Basically, if you never heard of him before, go to this site, go onto the introduction page on the home page, and you can basically read a lowdown on all the different topics before you click on them and read the full topics. So this is called Chris, and the purpose of this article is to provide a Metro 20-minute style summary of the life and thoughts of Kristen Weston Chandler, also simply known as Chris. Chris is a 38-year-old autistic man-child who is the creator of Sonichu, a mashup of Sonic and Pikachu since 2007. Since 2007, the internet has developed a devoted interest in Chris and Sonichu. The ensuing drama has resulted in a greater knowledge of Chris to such an extent that, according to animator Harry Partridge, there has been more written about the life of Kristen Weston Chandler than the life of George Washington. Yeah, so this will be like an intro sort of thing. So we've got a list of contents right here. We've got a big list. These are all like short ones right here. So let's just go to the next one. About the Chris and series. This series aims to inform people new to the Chris Clan bubble what makes Chris who he is today. Chris and articles do not cover specific events or time periods. They cover aspects of Chris's entire life. Chris and articles are moderative in length, and they are broken up into 6 categories. Psyche, articles related to Chris's mental state. Personality, articles related to Chris's character traits. Expression, articles related to the ways Chris expresses himself through language and the arts. Society, articles related to Chris's opinions on the world and the people living in it. Business, articles related to Chris's knowledge of business, finances and labour. STEM plus health, articles related to Chris's relationship with the natural sciences, including technology and health. So we got a first bit here. Life. Fashion. Main article, Chris and fashion. Can't remember if I read any of that. I have made a list of what articles I covered, as well as putting the articles I covered into a playlist, but I need to figure out if I did some of these or not. Chris is well known for frequently wearing the Sonichu medallion in public. Chris originally wore colourful collared shirts and undersized rugby shirts, most of which were decorated with horizontal stripes. Since the start of the Tom Girl saga, Chris's fashion choices became increasingly particular, resulting in strange and hideous attires, especially when he chooses to wear the My Little Pony clothing. Despite spending thousands on video games and toys, Chris is very stingy when it comes to shopping for his clothes, which are usually purchased second hand at thrift stores such as the Salvation Army and Goodwill. Health. Chris, as even those with a cursory knowledge of medicine can plainly see, is not in good health, considering his obesity, lack of exercise, poor nutrition, refusal to bathe, and the grave uncleanliness of his surroundings. He has a extremely high chance of developing potentially life-threatening medical problems such as cancer, type 2 diabetes, arthritis something, and possibly a premature death. Internet. Chris does not fully understand how to surf safely and not be a good citizen. Although he is aware that anything posted on the internet is available for everyone to see, he has no issue giving away sensitive information or potentially embarrassing information about him, such as his phone number and home address, and the tendency to soil himself. Chris is also not aware on how to properly communicate in private, and he rarely follows the established rules of websites. When he was given his own website, he audaciously claimed that he controlled the site and not the Censorship and the advertisers. Chris has also been banned from websites like Flipmotehadia in 2010 and Etsy in 2016. Journalism. I don't think I've covered this one yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't covered this one yet. Throughout most of his life, Chris has been a subject of journalism and paparazzi, whenever he's aware of it or not. His life is literally documented all over on the internet sites, on sites like yours truly, the Kiwi Farms and Encyclopedia Diamatica. I can't even say words properly, unfortunately. So some words I can't really pronounce properly. This is the reason for this is due to his own stupidity to openly admit and display his most embarrassing moments at the most opportune times. Sometimes people will learn more about Chris's life by interviewing him, or he will flat out just do something embarrassing, so embarrassing that people can't help but share with someone else. Let me just scroll down a bit. Sex. Chris has a warped view on sexual intercourse, aka hanky-panky, as well as gender, most stemming from a stunned sexual development. Yeah, that is stunned. A sheltered upbringing and twisted, disjointed overview on a worldview as acquired as a result. He first developed an understanding of sex from watching softcore porn on HBO around at age 16. He describes pornographic films as educational. Well, it depends if it's a sex education film, doesn't it? Television. See main articles, Chris, and television, video games, and work. There'll be full articles that we'll be covering. I think I've already done work and television. I can't remember though. It's only this page we're going to be covering though. Psyche / personality. Anger. I'm pretty sure I did anger. Chris has an anger management issues that usually surface when he's under stress. Trolls refer to Chris's fits of rage as tired rage, an expression normally used to describe the seemingly superhuman strength normally mid-tempered, slow in the mind displays when he or she is pushed too far and goes on a anger-fueled rampage. Although in Chris's case, superhuman and strength can be easily replaced with impotent and bawling. Ego. Chris has a massive sense of entitlement, mostly because his parents taught him to blame other people for all his troubles. Chris sees himself as superior to above everyone else and considers anyone who challenges his egoism as a potential enemy. The Sonic 2 comics also reflect Chris's egotism, with the self-insert effectively being used, being a Marty Stu. Attempts have been made to entice Chris to bring his ego under control, with little success. Hypocrisy, I think that's how you call it. Hypocrisy is an act of claiming to have beliefs, opinions, virtues, feelings, quantities or qualities, or standards that one does not actually have. Chris has an accomplished hypocrite. Yeah, Chris isn't an accomplished hypocrite, holding others to standards to which he does not live up to. This is possibly due. This is possibly due to the fact that he is incapable of serious introspection and self-examination due to his autism, but on a more inflected level, his ego. Chris believes that he is a blameless, holy creature that is practically perfect in every way. However, he sees plenty of flaws in the world around him that causes him stress. He blames all of his problems on external factors like trolls, homos, conspiracies, or the entire male population. In the past, he's faulted the police, store managers, and mall security guards for complications during his love quest. When Chris can't fault other people for his problems, he relies on autism and stress as backfall excuses. Kindness. A lot of people that know a bit of Chris's failures label him as a irredeemable monster due to his miraculous fails. Others see him as a naive but good-natured idiot that doesn't deserve to be trolled. In reality, Chris's morality and standards are much more complicated. Despite all of his moments of rage, death threats, lies, and yuck, Chris does have a soft side. Yeah, Chris does have a soft side, and he's not afraid to show it off. Due to Chris's willingness to show how believant he is, and possibly due to what he watched on My Little Pony, Chris will be motivated to act kind towards most other people, even towards complete strangers. Knowledge. Chris's presence on the honor roll in high school is something he often brings up as evidence of his intelligence and his deep knowledge. Despite his insistence to the contrary, Chris's past behaviour and obvious gullibility, poor communication and self-divulsion cast doubt upon this claim. Chris likes to boast of his honour roll status whenever possible, as it is one of the easiest measurable accomplishments in his life. Nostalgia, there's a full article on that. Psychology. Chris has a troubled relationship with psychology. He claims that he was held down by the school psychologist in high school while his screams were recorded. Most certainly a lie, and I'm pretty sure that is a lie, to be fair. He was forced to see a psychologist for his anger management classes after being kicked out of Piedmont, Virginia Community College. Chris has refused to see a psychologist in the past, opting to see a pastoral counselor instead. However, during his trial in July 2012, he was ordered to undergo psychiatric treatment and elevation. Only time will tell if this will finally force Chris to accept the help he needs, or ultimately accomplish nothing more than draining what little remains of the Candler's already depleted funds. Reality. Chris already had a poor grip on reality when the internet first discovered him. Many people on the autism spectrum do struggle to distinguish between reality and fantasy, but Chris has done nothing to minimize its impact, instead embracing his realm of fantasy as a way to escape from anything he does not like. Notably, Chris believes that Quickville and his characters are real, and had the power to curse anyone. He had the power to curse anyone, and that anything bad that has happened to him was a conspiracy. Since 2017, Chris' grip on reality has weakened further with his belief that the dimensional merge would happen, and that the alleged merge would make him rich and bring his fictional characters to life. Remorse. Every so often, one of Chris's less flattering deeds catches up with him, and he is forced to apologise. These apologies, I just spat on my screen, like most other times Chris tries to come off emotional, often feels forced and insincere, leading many trolls to wonder if Chris is actually capable of feeling remorse. And you got one for stress right there. Was there any no, there wasn't. Okay. We've got a picture here, I might as well bring it up. Chris believes that CWC and his characters are real. There you go. I might as well bring these pictures up because there's only a little amount right there. Society. Death. We already did Chris and death, I'm pretty sure. Death is a concept of that Chris had a notably hard time understanding and or coping with. Be it the death of a human or an animal, even a fictional character. Gender. Similar to the topic of faith and the topic of morality, Chris's actual beliefs on gender and how it is classified are more complex than his stated beliefs. For someone so preoccupied with gender identity, Chris displays staggering ignorance of how either gender typically behaves, and his views of both genders are extremely warped due to him taking the stereotypes he is presented with in television and music at face value. Law. I don't believe I did law. Pretty sure I don't. Chris has demonstrated little respect for the law in the past, in a similar way to Slovenian public citizen and freedom movements, and considered himself to be above the law, as reflected in Censorship comics. Chris has 6 misdemeanors, 3 from hitting a Michael Snyder with his car in 2011, 1 from mating a GameStop employee in 2014, and 2 from failing to acquire tags and licenses for his dogs in 2016. After misdemeanor involving an attempt to enter Charlottesville Fashion Square after being banned in 2012 expired, completing the therapeutic docket program in April 2019. Politics. In recent years, Chris has been quite vocal about his political views. He was once a moderate, then shifted left during the Tom Gelf saga, and then shifted further left. He's progressing support of LGBT may have been why he has been more vocal about politics. Race is a thing that Chris has shown a variety of feelings for. Unfortunately, they're not always in a positive light. It is believed to some that Chris's racist tendencies can be traced at least partially to his southern US heritage. However, certain other factors seem to imply that the rest of his worldview on race comes from stereotypes depicted by popular culture. In some cases, however, Chris seems to be completely unfamiliar even with the stereotypes. Religion. The religion Chris invests in Chandler has a complicated topic because his stated religious convictions there often starkly differ to his actual particular beliefs about God, sinness, and the nature of good and evil. That Chris possesses a belief in Christianity completes the general stereotype of the naive hillbilly idiot who thinks that sitting in divine authority is the way to win arguments about things he doesn't understand. With religion, as with all things, Chris only hears what he wants to hear. For example, along exposed his religion's teachings condemning homosexuality, yet ignores the fact that also forbids premarital sex, pornography, and gluttony. Sexuality and socialization, they got things of their own. The world. Chris has lived all his life in Virginia, only leaving the state to visit other parts of the United States only on brief occasions. To date, Chris has never travelled abroad, and his financial management make travelling abroad as challenging as conquering the Machu Picchu. Business. Brand loyalty. Chris May misprint advertising as evidence of a product's popularity rather than a way to attract new customers. Let me just check something here. I've been recording for 23 minutes. Wow. When combined with his fear of change, Chris has developed strong loyalty towards certain products, such as the PlayStation 3, and a deep hatred for his rivals, such as the Xbox 360. Elements of his style of brand loyalty exceeds the areas that would not normally be considered brands, such as mental disabilities and sexual orientations. Censorship. Chris is very insecure about others' opinions regarding him and his work due to his massive ego. This has resulted in Chris ruthlessly censoring everything he does not like, such as people telling him to get a job. However, his views on censorship remain very inconsistent. For example, Chris does not like swearing, even though he uses it against his enemies. Copyright. Chris's misunderstanding of copyright law is best represented by his belief that Sonic Youth and Rosicue are parodies, despite being derivative of Sonic and Amy Rose, both copyrighted by Sega, and Pikachu and Raikou, copyrighted by the Pokemon Company. Despite being very productive of his characters, going as far as encouraging readers to report copyright infringement to the police, he continues to plagiarize many works and freely uses fan art without giving credit to the original artist. Money and businesses. Chris's parents never taught him about financial responsibility, resulting in Chris having no idea on how to manage his own finances. Chris notably refuses to get a job because his parents believed that Chris would be better off as a benefit scrounger while an online business based on selling arts is not a bad alternative to a job. Chris struggled to fulfill orders on Etsy to the point of being banned and pledges on Patreon. Barbara and Chris's ego-driven excessive impulse spending, combined with their unwillingness to save even the smallest amount of money for anything, has resulted in serious financial trouble since February 2016. The Chandlers owe at least $160,000 to creditors as of January 2019. Okay. But Chris paid scant attention to the mountain of debt, believing that the so-called dimensional merge would make him extremely wealthy. He is going to lose his house for sure. I'm pretty sure he's going to lose his house. Negotiation. When dealing with Chris, trolls often experience an unique form of negotiation due to a severe sense of entitlement, a lifetime of coddling, and other factors beyond his control. Chris has no grasp on how to compromise and often fails to understand what sort of bargaining position he's in. Okay, we've got some skills. Oh, there's a lot. Art. Chris's artwork played a major role in the internet's devoted interest in his life, but his choice of art materials did not progress well despite excessive education in the visual arts. He uses printer paper, Pentel RSVP ballpoint pens, and a 50-pack of Crayola Super Tip markers to produce most of his artwork, including the Censorship comics. Chris is so devoted to the aforementioned art materials that he hesitates to try potentially better methods to create his artwork, such as ink-based drawing pens, drawing and sketching paper, watercolors, and modern technologies such as a Wacom tablet, Adobe Illustrator, and Adobe Photoshop. And you've got like Paint Tool Sai as well. That's also a thing, and it's free to use. I'm pretty sure it's still free. Until Sonic 12, Chris's font of choice was Comic Sans, because obviously a font widely criticised from being overused, childish, and ugly. In Sonic 12-9, Chris's main font changed to Proxima Nova, but his handwriting dominated the awakening of a CPU, originally known as Sonic 16. Cinematography. Chris's cinematography and photography skills has improved in the days where he regularly abused his camera. Problems with colour, focus, framing and lighting, orientation and post-production continues to appear, but the impact of the problems on some recent videos and photos are more in line with most people. Contests. Since the early 1990s, Chris has entered a number of contests. Chris places great weight on his success and failure with regards to promotional contests. He becomes elated and sees victory as a incision of his own greatness when he wins, yet becomes enraged and lashes out at the winners when he loses. And he did it at the when he did the rapper video contest, didn't he? Pretty sure. Cosplaying. Okay, we've got a few more. Yeah. Cosplaying. Cosplay, short for costume play, is a type of performance art which a person dresses up as the character or idea. The practice commonly seen in the anime fandom, but can be seen in other fan realms such as video games and Star Trek. Chris was the first seen in cosplay attire with the famous Ash Ketchum costume. Any attempts at cosplay usually rare. However, a major wave of cosplaying by Chris, presumably to impress and amuse Jackie, appeared in the late 2010. English. Chris's English skills are like most other things he believed he mastered, leave much to be desired. Much of this can be attributed to his autism, which often results in awkward speech patterns. He spent years of his childhood mute and took speech therapy classes at James Madison University. Strangely, his grasp of English appears to have grown weaker as he become older, presumably due to his increased isolation, which affected his English in general. Mathematics. Math for short, is a study of quantity, numbers, space and change. Calling Chris' mathematical ability bad is putting it lightly, even though he claimed honor roll status. There are many examples of his mathematical errors, including errors of basic arithmetic, as well as quantity, measure, rate and time. His poor grasp on math and measurement is a sign of dyslexia. Not dyslexia, dyslexia. A common symptom of autism. Let me just go down a bit. There we are. Oh, we're at the end already. Alright. Music. Chris's taste in music is not unconventional. Many people have a deep interest in multiple genres and decades, from 1970s hard rock to 2010s dubstep. And it is also common to develop an interest in songs from their parents' music collection, as well as video games, films, television and radio. However, what sets Chris apart from other music fans is his belief that a Guitar Hero controller is a real instrument, as well as his overstatement of his singing ability and music recording attempts or methods. Orientation. Whenever Chris wants to make an argument regarding his opinions or his childish mindset, he will attempt to move orienting, is that it? I don't know. Attempt to move people is through orienting is his reason into them. Since Chris lacks some of the basic skills needed to make a effective speech, rarely ever plans out anything he makes. Has serious communication problems and does not and never does research. His speech always turns out lackluster at best and horrifying naive at worst. Spanish and writing is articles on their own. That was it. Okay, that was it. Right, so that was a introduction to the quickie, or to Chris Chan. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in another video.